Hello all friends, today I'm going to tell Renato's story. He is only 12 years old, but even at such a young age, when he first sees Malena, who was almost twice his age, he falls in love with her to the point of insanity. I'm waiting for your likes on this video. Enjoy watching it. June 1940. Benito Mussolini has just declared war on France, and little Renata parents buy him his first bicycle. Jumping on the iron horse, the boy rides toward a group of older boys. One of them signals Malena his approach. Everyone sits down waiting for the girl to pass them jumping on their bikes. The boys overtake Malena and sit down again in her path to stare at the girl. Malena is extraordinarily beautiful, and her mere appearance excites Renato. At night the boy can't sleep. Images of Malena swirl around in his head. In the morning a gang of boys is resting by the sea. One of them tells the story that one day after skipping class he was walking by Malena's house and the girl asked him to go get cigarettes. Her robe, which didn't have anything under it at all, happened to open. The boy blames himself for just walking away, as he thinks it was a hint from Malena for something more. For the first time Renato decides to skip school. Riding his bicycle, the boy goes to Malena's house. Suddenly the door opens and Malena appears on the porch. She asks Renato to run to get cigarettes. Holding up money to him, the girl drops the coins on the ground. But these were only Renato's dreams. The boy takes his father's suit to a tailor and asks him to have altered to fit Renato. The boy arrives home and is punished by his father, who finds out that Renato was skipped classes and stolen his suit. The boy is embarrassed to walk around in short shorts, which his friends constantly make fun of him for. At night Renato escapes through the window of his room. When he reaches Malena's house, the boy climbs a tree whose branches grow against the walls of the woman's house. Renato pulls out one of the rivets and the shutters. Through the hole the boy observes Malena, who was lying on her bed listening to the news on the radio because the girl's husband has gone to war. The next day Renato peeks at Malena again, returning here, and at night the girl puts on the album and starts dancing while carrying a tour and clutching a photo of her spouse, pretending that Nino is now by her side. In the morning Renato goes to the store and buys the exact same record. Before going to bed the boy turns on the record and imagines that Malena enters his room. He gently touches the girl and then undresses her. The gang of horny young men are waiting for Malena again. They want to stare at her. Renato, on the pretext that he has to go urgently, leaves the boys and drives into town to follow Malena. Walking down the main street the girl catches the eyes of those around her. As he continues to follow Malena, Renato discovers that the girl is visiting someone else's apartment. After school the boy needs Malena again in the central square. The locals whisper about the girl, believing her to be a courtesan. Renato decides to walk towards Malena, but the girl pays no attention to him. After following her, Renato learns that Malena comes to the same apartment again. Determined to find out who the girl is visiting, Renato climbs the gate. He discovers that Malena is visiting her dead father, a Latin teacher. At night Renato can't sleep again, imagining himself with Malena. In the morning Renato learns the news from his friends that Malena's husband has been killed in the war. There is a meeting in the central square where the news is announced to all the inhabitants, expressing sympathy for Malena. Renato goes to Malena's father's apartment. The boy notices the girl lying on the bed mourning the death of her husband. When Renato enters the room he sits down next to Malena and touches her lips, after which he promises to always be there for her. After Nino's funeral, rumors about Malena begin to spread throughout the city. Renato, in defense of her, makes the boy steals her underwear, which is drying after washing. Renato bounces on the bed with Malena all night, tossing and turning the bed springs, but the girl is unaware of it. When dawn comes, Renato's father walks in and notices women's underwear on the cheerful boy's face. He punishes his son by locking him in his room and blocking the window. After several days of hunger strike, a doctor comes to Renato's house. After listening to the boy, the doctor recommends that Renato be allowed outside because the boy needs fresh air. Upon arriving at Malena's house, Renato discovers strange behavior among the men, and the city has begun a marriage game for Malena's heart. At school, in Latin class, Malena, his father a teacher, receives an anonymous letter stating that his daughter is sleeping with the whole town at night. Renato rushes to the girl's house where Malena is spending time with a military officer. He insists on seeing her again because it has been 10 months since Malena's husband's funeral. Leaving the girl's house, the officer meets the local dentist who goes to Malena to ask for her hand in marriage. A fight breaks out between them for the girl's heart, which Renato observes. The showdown is stopped by the dentist's wife, who smacks her husband and accuses Malena of promiscuity. Already in the morning, rumors are spreading throughout the city that the girl has two lovers at once. When Malena arrives at her father's apartment, she cannot enter because the man has changed the locks on the doors, not wanting to see his daughter because of that anonymous note. Malena is about to be tried for her affair with the dentist, which caused the doctor's family to break up. For her defense, the girl turns to a lawyer. When asked by the judge whether the dentist has spent evenings with Malena, the girl says they have met once, which causes a commotion in the courtroom. According to Malena, the dentist didn't spend more than 5 minutes with her because he was only bringing medicine for her dying father. As for the lieutenant that Malena was dating, he was transferred to Albania as a result of his relationship with Malena. Earlier, he was interrogated and claimed that their meetings were only for friendly conversation and that nothing immoral took place there. Meetings at her speech, the lawyer says that Malena's only fault is that she is beautiful. Because of this, everyone is jealous of her, spreading gossip behind the girl's back. At night, Renato goes to the observation post again. Celebrating justice, the lawyer dances with Malena, after which he begins molesting the girl. Malena holds up money to him, but he throws it away, saying that his services are worth much more, begging the girl to marry him by pulling down her clothes. Renato doesn't get to finish as the bubble lad was standing on breaks. After that, Malena stopped showing up on the street at all and the lawyer came to visit her often. There are rumors in town that Malena is getting ready to marry the lawyer, and the kid doesn't understand how she agreed because that heart never washes and instincts. The lawyer goes to his mother to get her blessing to marry Malena, but the woman chases him away, not wanting Malena to carry the lawyer's father's last name. The time comes when Renato finally buys his pants. In the meantime, rumors are once again circulating around town that Malena and the lawyer's marriage is over. After following the girl, Renato discovers that she is dating a local man who brings food to Malena, since no one in town sells food to the girl and they won't take her to work. The man wants payment for the bag of flour and bread with Malena his body, but an enemy air raid forces everyone to hide from the bombing. The body of Malena his father is recovered from under the rubble of the room and house. After the funeral, Renato goes to watch the girl again. At night, a car pulls up to her house. One of the locals brings Malena food and coffee, for which the girl gives herself to him. The man promises to come every Tuesday, to which Malena asks him to remember to bring food in the morning. A girl appears in the central square. She has cut her long hair and dyed her hair brown, which makes her even more beautiful. She sits down at a table and pulls out a cigarette, immediately gathering the men around her, holding out a light for her. After some more time, the boy notices Malena in the company of German officers. Imagining the girl serving the war-mocked officers, Renato fades. The boy's mother believes that Renato is possessed by a demon, so she invites exorcists to banish the spirit. But the boy's father is convinced that Renato is just growing up and needs a woman. The man takes Renato to a brothel where all the girls remind him of Malena. Among them he notices one single girl who immediately attracts his attention. At the sound of explosions, the boy becomes a man. In the central square of the city, the Allied troops are welcomed. The women decide to take revenge on Malena. They drag her into the square and beat her, then cut off the hair on her head. After making fun of Malena, they chase her away. After following her, Renato discovers that Malena is leaving this town. Sometime later, Nino, Malena's husband who was allegedly killed in the war, arrives in town. Nino lost an arm and then was taken prisoner. Now back in town, the officer cannot find his wife and no one can tell him what happened, and refugees have taken up residence in their house. Climbing the now familiar tree, Renato drops a letter to Nino telling him that Malena had been faithful to him all along. Many things have happened in her life, but all this time Nino was thought to be dead. Renato thought that the girl left for Messina, that's all he knows. Taking the train, Nino goes after her. Exactly 1 year passes. Life in the city is calm and measured. All the inhabitants freeze when they see Malena and her husband Nino in the central square. The girl Renato does not understand why everyone is staring at Malena. Girl shows up at the local market. The women who beat her a year ago decide to talk to her by saying hello. Malena says hello in return. At this point the women offered to buy her vegetables and a good discount, and someone even holds out her jacket, offering to pay her back when she has the money. Renato appears and starts following the girl again. Malena heads toward home but drops her bag, which spills fruit. Renato runs up to her and helps her put everything back into the bag and then wishes Malena happiness. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching. Like this video, leave a comment, and see you on the channel.